NNRG.
Well, congratulations everyone, you managed to pick one of the very few TurboGrafx-16 games I have actually played before. And as our hero is going to show us, it is Neutopia. And part of the reason why I've played this one and not very many others, because this is actually pretty much a Zelda clone. Like, it does some of its own things for sure, but it's taking after Zelda pretty closely in terms of the raw gameplay. And actually, before you actually start playing here, this is an interesting case of a game here where you've got a continue screen. So if we go into it here, it has two options here, password and file cabinet. The idea being that you can input a password here, and the password is like really big with a lot of characters and potentials to it. So you could do it that way, or you could just save the game in the file cabinet. But so it begs the question, well, why would you have that option? Well, this is something that TurboGrafx-16 games were a little notorious for. It was the fact that the HuCard format kinda made it impossible to put a battery backup save on the card. So what you had instead were devices you would attach to the TurboGrafx-16, or you could just buy the CD add-on, because that would do it too, and it would add save memory to the system. So if you have those add-ons, then you get the file manager option, and you could just save your game. So yeah, kind of interesting how it kind of worked like that, despite the fact that TurboGrafx-16 didn't start off using CDs, right? Okay, so let's start the game appropriately now. So we start off at a temple here, and there's going to be some lightning as a mysterious figure goes into the temple and kidnaps someone and escapes. And then daylight comes, and we end up with our hero entering the temple and discovering what's wrong and just going on a quest. Oh, you must be Gisetta. Thank heavens you came. A terrible tragedy has befallen us. Late last night, the evil demon Dearth, which not the most evil name you could come up with, but came to us as we slept. Like a bolt out of the night sky, he kidnapped Princess Aurora and the 8 medallions. Each medallion represents the spirit of our beloved leaders who still live inside us all. Dearth was our father's arch enemy, and he used his power to cast our fathers into stone. All of our ancestors' wisdom, power, and virtue are contained within the medallions. Princess is the only one who could unleash the forces of goodness. Now she is gone. We have news that Dearth has spread the medallions in his labyrinths and has hidden the princess in his crypt. Use this compass to direct you to each of the medallions. The power and wisdom of our ancestors and the love of the princess will be your reward. As an old and wise mother, I have the power of healing. Come back when you feel weak. And that's something that she'll say every time you come back here. So yeah, so now we finally have control. You can see at the top we got button 1 for our sword. And just like Link, our hero will pull his shield away when he stabs the sword. Unlike Link, our hero here is right-handed. Oh, and we have a menu here. So we got our compass. It doesn't work inside random places like this one. And it shows us at the bottom that we got a sword, some armor, and a shield. Although we're not allowed to move the cursor down there because we can only select usable items. And then you can already probably tell that we're going to have bombs to deal with, because there's a bomb counter, there's gold, got a map that doesn't seem to work yet, but in due time. Though, to be fair, I'm not entirely certain how much of the game I'm going to be able to show, because I don't want to go too crazy, right? But we'll just do some of the initial parts, maybe clear at least one dungeon, right? Actually, this is kind of important. The very first staircase we see here, we got a guy down here saying, take this valuable book of revival. The book will give you the power to return here to receive a password. Go now and use the charmed compass to lead you on your way. The compass will help you find your way through the maze of rooms and the labyrinths. Once you leave this room, head west for the labyrinth, take care and use all your powers. So yeah, you can't actually save the game or get passwords until you grab the Book of Revival from this chest here. And one thing that's a little weird is that to actually open a chest, you just walk up to it and you continue to walk up to it. Like, you don't push the A or B, the 1 or 2 buttons or anything. I think the reasoning there is so that you're not, like, using your weapons trying to open things. I don't know. So the guy said to go west, so let's go west. And we've got some more of these slime enemies to deal with. And then, oh, already got our first item here. So I believe these wings here will basically return you to the very start of the world. And that's actually something that's kind of weird about this game, is that at first when you're going through, this initial overworld is going to seem very small. That's because there's 4 overworlds in this game. So we're currently on the first overworld here. Actually, I think they call them spheres. Okay, so we got a guy here saying, I am a kind and gentle old man who will help you to prepare for your journey. When you are close to a hidden medallion, the compass will sound a signal to alert you. Go now and search out your destiny. And he's got 2 treasure chests for us. So the first one is, some bombs. 4 of them. And the second chest here is Medicine of Vitality. And as you would imagine, the medicine just sort of heals you up. And yeah, the bombs work just as you would expect them to, although they have a much larger blast radius than in Zelda. And also with the bombs, they don't hurt you. And also with the bombs, which we're not going to see immediately, but when there's actually a hidden area that you can use to open with... Oh, well, that doesn't work. You can only carry 1 pair of wings at a time. When you actually find a hidden area or when there's a hidden area on the overworld, it'll actually like show you that you can bomb that spot. Like, we're going to see that before too long as we keep going through here. And we got another person to talk to down the staircase there. There are a lot of people to talk to in this game, which is definitely different from the first 2 Zelda games. Not to mention, these people have a lot to say. So here we've got, evil is everywhere now that Dearth has captured the powers of the medallions. Under the princess's control, the medallion's power was put only to good use. Our country prospered from the wealth and happiness the medallions gave us. Now Dearth controls that power and he will undoubtedly use it to fulfill his own evil ends. So that's kind of just flavor text there. That really doesn't help us, but some of the NPCs do actually tell you, like, really useful things. So it's not all, like, superfluous. Okay, another staircase here, and another person to talk to. They're explaining those wings that we've been picking up. The white wings of return will allow you to fly back to the place of your last password. This can be helpful if your life is low and you're feeling down. Feeling down. Yeah, because it's not your health meter, it's your actually more like a mental health meter, I guess. Yeah, we got another person here telling us that we can use our bombs to destroy the walls. And that the crystal ball can't see everywhere inside the labyrinths. So yeah, I think it's a crystal ball that you pick up in order to see the map of a particular labyrinth. Oh, found a little place here. You may buy medicine to cure your wounds. The cost is 200 gold for 1 dose. Well, we kind of don't have that much gold at the moment. Although the interesting thing is that we already have like 1 dose there. Even though we've only got 40 gold and 200 seems like a long way away, you find gold in packs of 10 and 50. So 200 is not nearly as much as it sounds like. You basically ignore the first 0 in the amount of gold you have. Unlike in Zelda where it didn't make the gold amount like really large or anything. So yeah, there, we just got a 5er right there. And yeah, we've already got another enemy type here that's very similar to a Zelda enemy type. Like, that's going to be the running theme here, is that a lot of things are going to have Zelda analogs. Like, these ones here, I'm trying to remember the name of the Zelda enemy that buries itself under the sand. Okay, so here's the guy who actually says, we hear that there are 4 separate spheres in which he has placed the medallions. Land, subterrane, sea, and sky. Seek out and explore the spheres to save our world. So this is like your first indicator, your first clue that there's more overworlds than just this first one. I want to say levers are the enemies I'm thinking of, that these sort of sand mummies kind of represent from the Zelda game, where they like go down into the dirt and then come back up and try to hit you from underneath. I might be wrong about that, but... Oh, wait, there's the, okay. So if we bomb that, that will open up into an area. So it's not like the original Zelda game where you had to just sort of guess where to place the bombs. Here, you actually get to see where you should bomb stuff, at least in the overworld. I think it works differently in the labyrinths. And yeah, I'm skipping some of the dialogue because a lot of it's pretty obvious. Like, if this is your first time playing, then it definitely helps to... Okay, I don't think this is the right way to go. Okay, I think the compass is... Yeah, the compass is pointing up, so you should probably just go up instead. But yeah, you can see there was another example of an analog to a Zelda enemy. There's a lot of them in this game. Although, so far we haven't had any shooting enemies. So nothing to really block attacks with our shield. In fact, I don't think we get shooting enemies for quite a while. Okay, and here's a guy who's actually saying, look carefully for a wall with a mural painted on it, then use your bombs to destroy the wall. A secret opening will appear. The game even tells you how to find the secret walls. So yeah, the game is... It's so different compared to Zelda in the sense that Zelda was a lot more cryptic in terms of trying to find the secrets, but this game's just, oh, do you see a mural? Just put a bomb next to it. And I've already been in there, so I'm not going to waste my last bomb on it. Same with there, I've already been up there too. And in this cave we have... Oh, okay, so this is not the same as the shrine you started at. This is like a password person. So this person will like give you the password and let you save your game. The thing is, they don't restore your health. Although if I'm remembering correctly, I think there's a health restoring person like really close by. Like, I'm not sure where, but I think they're just like really close to this particular password maybe they're down here. You look a tad tired. Yeah. Okay, there you go. If you get hurt, please come back. I have the power to heal your wounds. That seems kind of silly, putting the password person first before the healer. Like, wouldn't it make more sense to put the healer first? I don't know. And then we got this lizard-like guy to defeat, and then we have our first labyrinth. In fact, we'll see that if we go here, compass is making noise and it's spinning like crazy, so this is clearly the first labyrinth we gotta go into. And now it much more resembles your typical Zelda dungeon here. And we're going to have completely different enemies as well. Well, I mean, I say completely different, but we've already had a bat and now we've got these jumping slime things. Like, so far, it's, again, very similar to Zelda-type enemies. Like, well, I shouldn't say every, but a lot of the enemies in this game have analogs to the original Zelda game in some manner. Okay, we finally have something shooting at us, but I'm pretty sure these are fireballs that we can't block, so I'm not even gonna try, because I don't want to have to use my medicine this early on. Like, maybe we'll find, like, a life power-up. I think the health power-ups are, like, cherries or something like that. Some kind of fruit. And I think it might actually be a different fruit, depending on what world you're in, but I could be remembering that wrong. Oh, and we got an hourglass from defeating an enemy. That temporarily stops time so you can just go around and safely, well, safely run into things. And yeah, that is the sound the game makes when you are low on life. And it does not go away, so... Maybe I should actually use that medicine I've got. Okay, so there's the crystal ball, so we got the map now. Yeah, I'm gonna use the medicine. Because that sound of running low on health is way more annoying than the one in the original Legend of Zelda, which is kind of saying something. And more bats to deal with, whereas in the original Legend of Zelda, the bats were the keys. K-E-E-S-E, I believe was how it was spelled. And in this room, we got some big bats and some small bats. I guess one other thing I should mention, but because I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not, but if you lose all of your health in this game, it's a different kind of game over than in Zelda. In this game, basically what happens is you just go back to the last point where you saved or got the password. Whereas in Zelda, you actually had options to, like, continue a dungeon from where you were at, or save your game and return to the main menu. And if we push this, we get access to the chest. We've obtained the key to the crypt. Okay, so that unlocks the boss room. I'm not actually sure if this game came up with the idea of the boss room key before Zelda did, Because the first Zelda game to have boss room keys was Link to the Past, and that was on the Super Nintendo. So I'm not sure whether Link to the Past took that idea from Neutopia, but like, I mean, it would be fitting given the fact that Neutopia took almost all of its ideas from Zelda, but... Now we got some more monsters here, and these ones, I don't know if they have any, like, special attacks or anything. I think they just walk around. Could be mistaken. It has been a while since I last played this. And what do we have in this chest here? Bronze armor. Okay, so we will now take slightly less damage. At least I'm pretty sure that's what the armor does. And now we got some snakes, but they don't act like the Zelda ropes. The only thing the snakes are able to do is they can move diagonally. So that's like their whole shtick. Yeah, because the ropes in the original Legend of Zelda, the way they worked is if you got in line with them, they would suddenly zoom at you at like full speed. Oh, we got someone chained up? Oh, who are you? Could you be so kind as to unleash me from these wretched chains? I used to take care of this dungeon, but then the wicked Dearth came and chained me up. I think he might be holding one of the ancient medallions in the room to your right. You'll have to use a bomb to get through the wall. Find the medallions and set me free. So yeah, you can't actually set him free as it is. But he said to bomb the wall to the right, so if you do that, boom! And yeah, that particular wall doesn't seem to have any indications that you can bomb through it. So it's not every wall for sure, but... Okay, we got some kind of weird scorpion enemy or something. Okay, I said scorpion, but really it's more like a crab or lobster or something. Something with a pincer. Antlion. Antlion. That's probably more like what that was supposed to be. And then we got these skeletons with the horned heads and such again. Oh, I picked up some more bombs there. I mean, I probably could use the bombs to help me out in combat, but... we almost got it here. And then that's the boss door there, so time for our first boss fight. And it's a big dragon with wings. Now, the funny thing about this particular boss here is I'm not going to attack it for a moment because I want you guys to see that the boss actually telegraphs when it's going to attack. Now, that's important because it's virtually impossible to dodge that attack if it were to come out, like, immediately while you were, like, attacking it. Because your attacks, like, send the dragon back. And the reason this is all pertinent is because in the original Legend of Zelda, the first boss you fight, like, it doesn't take many hits to destroy that boss, but it doesn't telegraph its attacks. So you gotta be really on the ball to make sure you dodge the fireballs it shoots out. Well, this one, because it telegraphs its attacks, it has a freaking buttload of hit points. I've never counted. I know it's a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try counting it while I'm editing the video together, and then when I'm done, I will post on screen, when this boss goes down, exactly how many sword slashes it took to take it out. So that's the boss defeated. I don't know how many sword slashes that was. Future me does, and it should have been put on screen at that moment. But here we go, the first medallion. And then screen flashes, and we go to, well, back to the start of the game. So yeah, we get our health restored, and we're up to 6 health units now. Gisetta's life force has been increased by 1 for his brave and valiant efforts. Not like finding a health container or something. Nope, just get extra health because we're brave and valiant. And yeah, you can see that our first medallion is now over here. So I don't think I should probably spend time going for the second one because it probably would take just about as long to get to it. I don't want to be recording forever. But I think that gives you all a good impression of how this game sort of plays out. Like, Neutopia here, it's definitely a Zelda clone. Make no mistake about that. But it's a Zelda clone that actually had some effort put into it. Because you've got a selection of weapons and stuff, you've got a whole bunch of lore to it. The game does its best to, like, telegraph just how everything works. Not just in terms of the mechanics, but in terms of how to fight the monsters as well. So it's sort of like took the Zelda formula, redid the whole thing, but kept a lot of the same mechanics while introducing a handful of new ones, and then making sure players weren't completely in the dark about how it all worked. Suffice to say, it's no wonder this game came up twice in terms of the people who nominated it for the show, because it is one of the better TurboGrafx-16 games, because it's following an established formula, and it's doing it well. So even though the game is a Zelda clone, it's a good Zelda clone.